To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
What do you desire that you can't have?
Now you should at least give a brother a moment to say something heroically clever.
You have failed this city.
So I have this thing with rolls?
Just the end of the world.
There's about a dozen ways that I could stop you right now. But I don't think I have to.
You're the boy from the circus.
I started up a security firm.
Finally, a superhero team I can actually get behind.
In the future, my friends may not be heroes, but if we succeed, they will be remembered as legends.
Welcome to the DC TV report for the week ending Saturday, March 21st, 2020. I'm Little Eddie O'Hare, aspiring professional fanboy.
And I'm Sarah Netzley, academic by day, writer by night.
We're here to bring you recaps, news, and commentary for all live-action television shows based on DC Comics.
And we have 4 new episodes this week.
Yes. It's nice to see some things aren't slowing down.
Yes. They say TV viewing is up, so join your friends.
Yeah,
watch TV.
Yeah. Screw reading, you know?
Don't screw reading. Hey, I have another. I put another book out last week under Sarah Whitney. So hey, thanks. I'm done. After this, I still have a lot of writing to do. So I know I had a really fast pace there for a while. So I'm out of back catalog after this. But Sarah Whitney, Tempting Talk. Look it up. If you're not in a screw reading place, if you're in a screw reading place, then just watch TV. Do it for your country.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Ed, what are you watching these days? Other than DC, of course.
Other than DC. Oh, man. I'm catching up on a whole backlog. I'm like basically 3 months behind. I'm in like January of 2019 right now. So I'm starting on the I'm like 3 episodes into The Outsider.
That's on my radar.
Yeah, I'm about to start the new season of Curb and Avenue 5 on HBO.
We are about halfway through Avenue 5. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Maybe you'll like it better than we do. Maybe I just wasn't in the headspace for it. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Josh Gad holds a special place in my heart.
Aw. That's weird. Is it his Broadway? Like, is his singer stuff, or is it?
No, it's a speech and debate career.
Fair enough.
I'm a huge fan of Hoo-Ah. There's like 10 people who know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, he won 3 national championships in high school. And yeah. That's got he gave an original oratory called Hoo-Ah that was very, very popular. You could definitely find that on YouTube, definitely, or on the NSDA website.
This has been your Josh Gad moment.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, DC TV, we're all cooped up. Sarah, I know you're working from home.
Yes.
I'm still going to work every day because the governor of New York has deemed my job essential.
I did not realize that you were flying helicopters for trauma patients. Good for you. That is essential.
Yeah. Well, that's I haven't seen that in my job description, but when called upon.
You're ready. I believe in you.
So yeah. But we have a lot to talk about. We have 4 episodes to get through.
And there's an episode I'm highly emotional about. So
yeah, a lot of emotions running high this week. A lot of people, I'm sure, staying at home and crying along with what happened in certain shows. For the people out there, I just want to thank you for listening to us. If you are listening to in a podcast app that allows you to rate and review us, please rate and review us. That helps people find us. Also, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Wicked Theory. For as little as $1 a month, you can just help with our overhead, and that's Wicked Theory Studios. There's a bonus podcast there called Ed Bonds with Bill. Our most recent episode, we watched the James Bond film On Her Majesty's Secret Service, featuring George Lazenby in his one appearance as James Bond. And I think we're going to be recording a new episode of that next week. So yeah, that's what's going on with us. Sarah, is there anything else you want to chip in on, or should we just dive into the recaps?
Just hope everybody is well and healthy, and let's do the recaps.
All right. First up is Batwoman, Season 1, Episode 15, Off With Her Head. Years ago, the Caterpillar's mother, the Queen of Hearts, paid visits to the Cartwright home and tortured poor Alice. In the present, Alice was hooked up to fear toxin and tortured by hallucinations of the Queen of Hearts. Kate and Jacob leaned on the captured August Cartwright for Alice's location. Luke and Mary quietly built up romantic tension while searching a junkyard. Last-minute reveal, Alice reminded Kate that bodies need burying.
Yeah, this episode was dark.
Yes, very, very much so. I liked the way they use flashbacks in this episode.
Now I feel like this is a very different tune than the one you sang in the first couple episodes of this show.
Yeah, well, I like that Batwoman's not doing it every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think was a crutch for a while, but here I think, especially because you introduced the fear toxin and the hallucinations, here it actually did give context to what was really going on in the episode, and you know it built up her backstory, Alice's backstory. It filled it in nicely, and I thought it gave the character an extra dimension. And yeah, she's unstoppable now, and you know it pushed Kate to the brink, and we saw Kate was driven to kill.
Yeah, and then they ended the episode as murder sisters.
How do you like that? Who would have thought that would be the sister to bring the other one to her side? Yeah.
So I enjoyed I guess the scary old lady is both utterly expected, right? I mean, that's just a trope, and yet the monstrous mother is a trope for a reason. You know, that scary crone is always going to be a thing, and she was scary. She was a tea slinging, slap delivering harpy. She was terrifying. Well done.
Yeah. I thought, the Queen of Hearts was absolutely torturous, and I like that she will remain evil when we go back to her, unlike old ladies we've seen in other shows.
Oh, are you gonna? Is this where? Do you want to talk about what's her name on Supergirl again?
Yeah. Rain's adoptive mother. That was some bull.
I thought of you when she popped up in the 100th episode. Oh, Ed's gonna be mad all over again.
But yeah. The Queen of Hearts. Sooner or later, Alice and Mouse are gonna run out of Wonderland characters.
Were there sequels? Can we?
Well, there's Through the Looking Glass. There's Alice Through the Looking Glass.
I don't remember what characters are in what, so it's just
yeah.
Maybe they'll just start going around Disneyland. Next is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
So yeah. Also, Jacob. I thought it was interesting to see Jacob and Kate working together for a change.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, talk about Luke and Mary. Is this happening? Is this
I hope it's happening. If the junkyard doesn't make love blossom, I don't know how to help them. Can we also talk really quickly about the staple gun surgery?
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
It's bad, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I can handle like gore and carnage in horror movies. And like play violence and stuff like that, like the kind of like, stuff you see in like Tarantino movies. But for some reason, um when blood in a medical drama always makes me squeamish. And this was like bordering on that, just like, oh no, I can't. I don't know if anyone's seen the first episode of The Nick, but I was on the floor and I couldn't go forward after that.
Oh, it gets so much worse, dude. Oh, the blood in the Nick is serious business.
Yeah, so it's probably good I stopped.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, but also Mary showing off her array of talents.
Mary is the best.
Yeah. Also, evidently we learned that her social media presence has taken a dip.
And I love that Kate was immediately like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, she knows, she gets it. It was a good sister thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, she's trying. She's trying. So now Kate's murdered August. They've got to get rid of the body. It looks like, Jacob's going to be involved in this cover up. Where do we go from here?
I genuinely don't know. Let's see. Who else can spiral into even deeper darkness? Is there deeper darkness?
Well, how are we going to get Sophie involved in this?
Oh no.
And do you think Kate is closer to taking off the mask in front of Sophie?
Nah, they got to drag that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
That feels like a season 2 thing.
Season 2. All right. Yeah, this is a great episode, great emotional journey with and we got to, even though we didn't get to see Scarecrow, we got to see Fear Toxin. And I thought they did a pretty good job with that.
Yes, and I kudos to the actress for looking utterly terrified behind that fear toxin mask. That was good mask acting.
Yeah, and I think the real thing is like, I figure on the TV budget we can't do like all these extravagant special effects, so they decided to really make it more about emotional fear.
Yes, yeah, you can't do the weird hallucinogenic trippy anything, so we just have an old lady with a teapot.
Yeah, and I thought it was an effective choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Shades of Grandma from Preacher.
News for Batwoman.
Yeah, not great news. A production assistant was injured on set when the bucket of a crane hit her, and it injured her spine. She was rushed to emergency surgery. She is currently paralyzed, unable to walk or move below the waist. Her name is Amanda Smith. I know that there is some crowdsourced funding going on for her, but that is terrible, and we wish her recovery. Yeah. This is not the first incident like this we've heard of on the Batwoman set. Yeah, Batwoman, what are you doing, baby?
Yeah, I mean, Ruby Rose got injured doing stunt work earlier this year, or I guess in 2019, but
also spine related, as I recall.
Yeah, you guys got to get it together. Yeah.
So that's and when Ed and I were talking about this off air, I initially had said stunt woman, and Ed was like, actually no, it was a PA, which is just not that stunt people are expendable, I'm not saying that, but there's a certain amount of risk in stunt work. But this is not a stunt person, this is a PA. So
Yeah,
grief.
yeah. Who's someone, early in their career, not getting paid a lot.
Yeah.
You kind of hope that the production is gonna help her through that.
Yeah.
Um,
So, in a week
mhm.
of not great news, that's some not great news.
Mm. All right. You
Oh
want to
God, we're gonna transition into Supergirl, which is also depressing.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Well, I don't know. I don't know. All right. So you're you ready for the next episode?
yes.
All right, and it is Supergirl, season 5, episode 15. Reality Bites. Nia's roommate Yvette was attacked by a catfish targeting trans women to call out Dreamer. Alex and John were hired to search for a missing person trapped in a VR simulation. Last minute reveal, Margot rolled an unconscious Richard Bates into a big room full of floating bodies.
Oh, okay. I would really like for Yvette to be in an episode where she's just happy. I feel like every time she's on, something bad happens to Yvette, and I gotta say, Yvette deserves better.
You think maybe she deserves a new roommate?
Maybe it's time to get your own place because
yeah, not fun.
So this felt like a very heartfelt, personal episode, where Nicole Maines, I think, probably got to, I'm right that I saw, I didn't see anything like that, but it felt like the kind of thing where she was able to express some sentiments. The word "my community" was used a lot, which is great. I'm glad for the representation. It was a little after school, especially, kind of, sort of, but you know what? Good message. I will always make room in TV for representation and anti-hate. So there you go.
Yeah, I concur. I also do think it was a little PSA vibe, but I think it's an important message. And I thought they handled it well.
I'm also not sure how many. I hate to say it, but when Dreamer is saying he's going to go away for a long time, he catfished and he assaulted someone. What is the punishment for that? Unless there's a hate crime legislation on top of that. Maybe there is, but okay, this gets to my bigger argument about this episode. I feel like there's starting to be a very strong disconnect between story A and story B. Alex is off doing her own thing now that she's not in the DEO, and it's starting to drift from the main storyline. And so I felt like the criminal actions of the bad guy in that storyline seemed kind of like he kind of came up out of nowhere and he did the one thing, and then if they'd spent more of the episode fleshing out his nefarious, I didn't want him to be a worse human being, but do you see what I'm trying to say? Like his crime spree was just the one thing that we saw because we had so much time with this completely opposite, unrelated story. So both of them felt a little short shrift.
Yeah. Because it was two things. We wanted to give Nia her own episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then the story with Alex. I think the thing with Alex is it is feeding, because the real main show here, main thrust of this season is Leviathan and Obsidian North and the technology, and that really was the focus of Alex's story this week.
Hers was the one that was connected to what's been, and yet, Dreamer, I think part of the reason that Nia's struggling with everything is the breakup with Brainy, and that I suspect we're going to see now that she has talked to Kara about how she's been feeling. I'm hoping that will affect her relationship with everybody moving forward. So they both were connected to the main story. They just weren't connected to each other in a way I would have liked, but that's okay. You know what? Why am I criticizing this? It's an episode that was trying to do something important and deeply personal, and it did it. Well done. You want to talk about the VR?
Yeah. Like, I feel like if you can create this world that brings so much, I feel like this is the kind of thing that if it happened in the real world, Obsidian North would be shut down.
Yeah,
Like,
Okay.
this is
Why are you letting people make their own torture pits in your VR world? That seems like a loophole.
yeah. This is this is something that has to stop now. You know, I can understand, filming a video and turning it into a VR simulation. Ooh, let's make someone think they're walking through a zombie apocalypse. Okay, that's fun. Not like, okay, let's have have it so real that someone feels trapped and that they are actually being tortured. It's I think that's pushing the term here. I think there we need to legislate a certain suspension of disbelief here.
Hey, fun fact: the only VR I've ever done was a zombie game, and it was pants-wettingly terrifying. It was real dark, and a zombie came up behind me, and the people watching were highly amused at my extreme reaction. I died fast.
Aw. Oh, but yeah. I thought the effects here were really cool. I thought it was interesting, like the world that they were building. You know, I would hang out in virtual Vegas, but the idea that the idea that someone's allowed to create a torture dungeon in the middle of in the middle of virtual Vegas, and like, and that Kelly like doesn't really notice or notices it and just, allows it to happen without investigating. This feels like a problem. I mean, we can't have a thing that just says, any add-ons have to get pre-approved or something like that.
Show us that you're not torturing. The only joy I had other than virtual Vegas was the opening, that cold open, the real cold open, because they were at the North Pole, was the sled pulled by the big tiger. I would do VR if I got to be ferried around by a big tiger. That's cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I've always wanted a pet white tiger.
I mean, who hasn't? Are you Siegfried and Roy?
No. I remember being really, really young, like 5 or 6, and hearing that we were going to a petting zoo. And just the disconnect in my kid brain thought like, oh, we're going to pet the animals that you would see at the zoo. And when it was just like chickens and rabbits, instead of lions and tigers, I was a little bummed. But thinking back right now, that would probably be unreasonable. So yeah. I thought the white tiger driving the sleigh, that looks really cool to me too.
I mean, for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I feel like it's weird, the tack that they're going for this season, where it's like, anti-technology or kind of like the dangers of technology. They're running a risk of feeling a little trite. And
I think they feel a little pearl clutchy and a little like, oh, this new technology is distancing us when we should be coming to get, like, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about this season. But I do like the emotional stories that we get with Alex and Nia in this episode.
Well, I will say, last season I was really concerned about the sort of the hate groups, and was it going to be too close to our world? And I thought they handled it really pretty well. And this season I was like, oh, cool, technology, okay. And I'm like, well, I don't know how they're doing. So that's just don't listen to me ever. People listening to this podcast, just don't listen to me ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just, I mean, we're at episode 15. We've got we've got a handful left. I'm hoping we start going into seeing how Leviathan is directly involved.
Well, and it looks like, I mean, we had those people wrapped up like Chipotle burritos and suspended from the ceiling. So
yeah,
what's going on with that? It was kind of Matrixy. It was kind of like what's gonna happen?
Yeah. I'm ready for Kara to work in and start exposing some of the stuff that Andre is up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Lena, I think she either needs to go full evil or get redeemed real fast. But let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Do this.
All right.
And hey, just because I haven't mentioned it in this episode, hey, I recap Supergirl for EW.com. So, you can find my recaps over there where I'm a little politer about things because, I only have so many words. And also, I get grumpier as the week goes on. Sunday nights, I'm like, yeah, this was great. And then by the time you and I talk, I'm just like, yeah, let's talk about how this was garbage.
No. All right. You ready? You ready for some more uplifting beats in our next episode?
No, I'm not ready for this.
All right.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, here goes The Flash. Season 6, Episode 15, The Exorcism of Nash Wells. Team Flash scrambled to stop Eobard Thawne from taking control of Nash's mind. Eve tasked Evil Iris and Camilla with stealing a prismatic refractor, but a meta named Sunshine beat them to it. Last minute reveal, Evil Iris and Camilla delivered the refractor to Eve, who told them to stick to the plan.
I gotta say, for an episode with a character named Sunshine in it, this was real depressing. And I further have to say, I love my husband very much, but he's missed the last couple episodes for whatever reason. I had to watch it for the podcast. He wasn't around. And he was sending work texts all last night, so he kept looking up to say, who's that now? Why is he doing that? What's happening here? And I almost murdered him. That's Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, and he's inside the wells that we've been following this season. Okay, but why is that woman? It's his adoptive daughter. Jesus Christ, man.
Who also happens to look like Allegra.
Either be all in or all out. You don't get to ask me questions. But of course, I'm a professional recapper. So I'm like, okay, well, it's this. You go back and listen to my podcast. Anyway, you want to talk about the episode? Social isolation's going real well, thanks. I am not one of those, if I have to be with my husband every day, I'm going to murder him. No. It was just in this 45-minute period.
You just go here. Well, you could do what I do with my brother-in-law. Just hand him a pen and paper and just save all questions till after the episode.
Write them down. Submit them in written form. I'll record. We can get on Zoom. We can talk about it later.
So now Camilla's evil too. Like this is.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. I mean, I don't like Camilla, but like, yeah. Also, where was Chester P. Runk?
Yeah, and where was Ralph? It's almost like they didn't have enough money to pay everyone to be in this episode.
I assume he was with Sue. Anytime I don't see Ralph, I assume he's with Sue now.
Well, remember, Sue got away.
I know. I assume he's chasing her.
So yeah.
What if Cisco has like a? What if he has an off-camera beef with people and he's like, when I'm on set, these people can't be here. And so if it's a Cisco episode, Ralph got to bounce. I'm just saying. I'm going to start that rumor.
No, I think it's more like they signed everyone. There are 22 episodes and they signed everyone up for 15 and they're just like weaving them in and out.
Yeah, fair.
But, yeah. The Camilla and Iris are now both evil doppelgangers. Although we don't know if Camilla's in the mirror world with Iris now. We didn't see the mirror world this episode. The prismatic refractor, all right, which is a cool MacGuffin that we got, and Sunshine was the baddie for this episode. I really liked that character. I thought her powers were really cool, and the solution to how they defeated her I thought was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. What did you think? What did you think of watching Grant Gustin actually run? Uh,
I thought CGI.
See, I'm like, oh man, he's getting the workout. He's not just moving his arms.
He actually, you know what? He got quite the workout this week, physically and emotionally, I thought.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's still like, yeah, and yeah, Duplicate Iris is a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It does
and
make me kind of appreciate real Iris, sort of.
yes, although I am really happy that Joe notices.
Yes. I mean, like, Barry doesn't notice, and that's not great, but Joe
Yeah.
notices.
Hang on one second. I'm recording. I'm recording right now. Okay. Sorry, Dad just delivering a package. But yeah. So that was fun. And yeah, I thought Sunshine was really cool. The solution, we're gonna trap her in the lab, and it's nice that they fitted the lab with those incredible shades.
I'm just happy that they still have the pinball machine. You guys knew I was going to say it, but I see you, Bowerfett. I see you. But yes.
Yeah. And the real battle here was battling Eobard Thawne for control of Nash's brain.
Yeah. So many Welleses.
Mm-hmm.
So many of them bad.
Did you wish we got a little bit more of Nash and Maya in the flashbacks?
Yes, I did. I did. Because it explains a lot. It fills a lot of gaps. And also I like that character, and I really liked what I saw of Maya. That was I wish that I had felt her death a little. I'm like, not that I didn't feel bad about it, but I think you could have fleshed it out a little bit more, so when she does fall finally, it's even harder to watch. You could have made that look. I don't think we need more sadness in our lives, but you could have made that sadder is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And yeah, so we got but it seems like Reverse Flash has been expelled for now. We do know that for now. We do know that he's formless and he could come back. But Barry thinks that Nora's journal could be the key to creating the new Speed Force. So, something to look forward to next episode.
What do we think about the psychological torture of Barry Allen?
Ooh, yeah. I thought that was cool. I loved the showdown and seeing that he's strong enough at this point in the series that he could just stand up to Thawne emotionally. Yeah,
I thought that was great.
Yeah,
and I thought his acting was good. The welling tears in his eyes, welling, welling. Sorry. Yeah, no, I thought it was good, and I thought he was so calm and accepting the guy. I did not spend enough time with Nora. You're right, but don't pull that on me.
All right. Is there any news for Flash?
No news for Flash.
Okay, on to our final episode for this week. DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Season 5, Episode 8. Romeo vs. Juliet. Dawn of Justness. The Legends went to London, 1594, to recover a loom piece Charlie left with William Shakespeare. Ray decided this mission would be his last on the Wave Rider, but he dragged his feet, telling Nate he was leaving. Zari got invited to book club and threw a bachelorette bash for Nora. Last minute reveal, after sharing a toast with Ray's green juice, the Legends raced each other to the bathroom.
Well, I'm blue.
Yeah.
I I mean, it's delightful that Ray and Nora got a happy ending, and I'm happy for them, but I'm very sad for us.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I was disappointed. But
Yeah.
I thought this was a very fun episode. The seeing the legends get to put on a Shakespearean production was fantastic. And I really wish we could have gotten to see more of Nate's performance as Juliet.
That show was a mess.
and but Zari did an amazing job covering for him.
Okay, did you feel a little Zari Constantine thing? No, there was a spark there. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like now Matt Ryan just has a spark with everyone now.
Oh yeah,
like,
God, he's got chemistry with the set. He's got chemistry with Gideon. He's got chemistry with Mick. He's got chemistry with everybody.
Yeah, and not just any kind of chemistry. Like there's like
surly,
real...
explosive sexual chemistry.
Yes.
AKA the best kind of sexual chemistry.
Yes. Yes. And just in general for the time period, these costumes were ridiculous. just seeing Nate trying to run around in whatever the hell that was.
I'm still amused that they put Shakespeare in guyliner. All of this is said with great affection. None of this is complaints. All of this is very admiring.
Yeah.
Also, can I please get some props that it's how many minutes are we into the Legends conversation before I bring up the firefighter? Where did that guy come from? How do you hire a stripper for a spaceship? I genuinely need to know. What's that service?
I mean, they could have just hired a stripper who happened to have a knowledge of quantum mechanics at the end.
Yes. Is he a futuristic spaceship stripper?
I mean,
that's the spinoff I want. Forget about your Green Arrow and the Canaries. I want futuristic space strippers.
My guess is he probably has a degree in physics, but that didn't really go anywhere.
Or he's a PhD student studying advanced quantum mechanics, and he's got loans.
See, I prefer to think that he went into stripping because that's where the money is.
Physics doesn't pay the bills. Shaking what my mama gave me pays the bills.
Yeah. And, he just happened to notice that the tachyon scrubber needed to be cleaned.
Well, he kept his pants on the whole time, which didn't feel realistic, but we do what we have to for standards and practices.
I was going to say, is that what happens at bachelorette bashes? Not
the ones I go to.
No, you don't ride the mini scooters or the or just like fawn over a pony. Like that's.
I wish that looked like an A+ bachelorette party actually, and I really super loved Katie Lotz's drunk acting when she's trying to pull it together and be sober on the phone or on the comms. Sorry.
Yeah. Or even just at the end when she's chewing out. Nate,
yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
I thought this was a great Zari episide.
Yes.
It was a great episode, period. Everybody had good character moments, I thought. We didn't have much Ava, which probably is good for you, because Ed, I know you've got Ava problems this season.
Yeah, she just seemed to be rolled into book club. Oh, Mona came back.
Mona's back. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
If they're taking away Ray and giving us Mona...
Well, it just seemed like she dropped by for Nora's last book club, and to tell Mick he should talk to his daughter.
Okay, that better be it, because if they take Ray and Nora and Mona sticks around, you can't see me shaking my head right now, but I am shaking my head.
Yeah, my guess is that she might pop up once in a blue moon, but she's not going to be a regular. She's too busy being the new Rebecca Silver. So
yeah, writing takes time. Mm-hmm. But again, I have to say, do not engage with the troll. People.
yeah, and yeah, and in terms of the Loom of Fate, we get a ring.
Yes.
Uh, yeah,
They're all rings,
which
right?
yeah, it was she transformed them into other things, so I don't know if
I
it's
thought
gonna
she
be a
said she
ring.
transferred them. I thought she said they were all rings. Maybe I misheard that. Maybe
Oh,
this
okay.
one was the
No,
ring.
that may be the case. That may be the case.
Yeah, I feel like you always pay more attention than I
But
do. Stuff like that. So.
either way, so it's not like there's a ring that goes somewhere on the loom. It's a piece of the loom. And they're spread out, transformed into other things. So that I thought that was clever.
Mhm.
That was better than just, the shards of wood that we had in the Spear of Destiny.
It does. I mean, while on the one hand it's a little repetitive, on the other hand, cool. I'm into it. And are the other fates going to be people we've already met?
I don't know.
Do we have characters? This isn't really a show that has a lot of recurring characters necessarily, but I'll be curious if they bring anybody back to be surprise sisters of Charles.
Yeah. But also, the real big reveal, I think, for this episode is that Astra isn't the real bad this season. It's the coin maker. And you see how the coin maker is manipulating Astra by having her look into that silver bird bath or whatever that was.
It was the pensieve, obviously.
Yeah.
Somebody had been watching their Harry Potter.
Yeah. I couldn't even
Please
pronounce.
do not tweet at me. I know it's for saved memories and not for spontaneous watching of people. You know what I mean. Pedantic people out there.
Yeah, it's some kind of historama. But yeah, now I mean, we know that the coin maker is the big baddie, and that Astra is going to be on the hunt for the loom pieces along with the legends. So they've lost the element of surprise.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see if she's going to start deploying encores to try to find these pieces. And that's who the legends are going to encounter over time. Yeah. All right.
Is it time to talk about the Ray and Nora? I mean, is there more to say about that?
I mean, yeah. Well, I thought the way they handled bromance in this, and it was the kind of thing where Ray, if Ray had just told Nate right away, I think that would have been fine. The fact that he dragged it out is what made it so worse.
Yeah.
Also, just the idea that it gets that emotional, I don't know if that exactly rings completely true for me.
I felt like they hadn't been broy bros for a while. Does that? I don't know.
Well, just the idea that they're all crying and hugging at the end, doesn't exactly ring true. I mean, there might be some hugging and handshakes or high fives, but they're all like, "Oh man, this is so emotional." I mean, in my experience, guys only do that when they're making fun of women. Doing
or
that.
dying. Oh wait, no, not even when they're dying.
No. You gotta be a man. You gotta push through it, man.
The patriarchy hurts us all.
Well, yeah, we got some nice sentimental, platonic friendship there.
Yeah. But it was well acted. I thought Brandon Routh looked sad, and from what I have read after the fact, he was sad. That was a hard scene for him to film. So.
Yeah. We see, he didn't really want to leave the show, which is a shame. All right. News for Legends.
Just kind of some exit interviews with Brandon Routh and Courtney Ford, who are done with the show. Courtney Ford said that she likes to look at Nora Dark's arc as a gift to trauma survivors to show how you could go from being, so abused as a child to break free of that control and to kind of claim your own identity, work, love, etc., and have a happy ending, which I thought was a really lovely way to look at that. And then Brandon Routh, we've talked a lot about in the past, how it was maybe handled badly by the CW. It was not his choice to leave. You and I, Ed, are not pleased, about how this happened. But I will say, he said in an interview that he is coping with all of this by listening to Lizzo, which I gotta say, same, sis. Same. So we will miss them both. Brandon, thank you for, all the lovely years on Arrow and then Legends of Tomorrow as Ray Palmer and the Atom and, the Superman of my heart.
I say ye, Ray Palmer. and ye Nowhere Dark. Yeah.
That's what we got.
All right. I think now it's time to delve into news for other shows.
Yeah, so kind of overarching news about the CW shows. We talked last week that production has shut down on basically all of our shows. We now have a better sense of where everybody was in their production schedule. So Legends was done filming, so we should get a full season of Legends without interruptions. So that's great. It's a shorter season, 16 episodes generally. Batwoman had filmed 19 of its 22 episodes. The Flash had filmed 20 of its 22, and Supergirl had filmed 21 of its 22. And in fact, Nicole Main's Dreamer said in an interview that they had a couple more scenes to do in that season finale. They're just waiting for production to pick back up to do those couple of like straggler scenes. That's gotta be frustrating. And there's no real plans. I mean, nobody has said what's going to happen. Are they just going to end those seasons at episode 19, episode 20, episode 21 for those shows? Are they going to take a long break and come back in the summer? Nobody knows anything right now about anything ever. So not great.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
But that's and please don't think that's me complaining about like, I'm so glad they shut down. It's great to take the current crisis seriously and everybody's health and safety and all that. I'm not at all criticizing them for that. It's just this is something we haven't seen before. I mean, this is the writer's strike, but so different. But it's a lot of upheaval and uncertainty and all kinds of things. So,
yeah, real bummer.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna bum you out some more. Stephen Amell, in an interview, said he is done with the Arrowverse. It was 8 years. He's grateful for it, but he's out. So
okay.
Also, filming on his new show Heel has stopped, and so he'd been getting into pro wrestler shape, and now that's done. So he's like off the diet and exercise regimen. So Stephen Amell's on a roller coaster.
Bro, take a nap.
Yeah,
just
eat a brownie. I feel like just a little like medicate with carbs. You don't have to go overboard, but maybe, and then just sleep in a little.
Yeah. And, as far as like him in the Arrowverse, I say wait 5 years,
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Maybe show up for a guest star. That's all. That's not a big ask.
So let me ask you this. In what show's series finale? Like, is there a more logical, can you not sign off The Flash without Oliver Queen, or Supergirl without, like, is there some show where it would make sense to have him come back?
Probably Flash, just because like that show was a direct spinoff.
Although that's the show that seems to hate him the most. Like, they verbally slag Oliver Queen a lot on that show. So, in some ways, Legends to me makes sense because of the Sarah Lance connection.
That's true.
Supergirl has never quite been the same. I mean, those tones are so.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just thinking out loud. Anyway.
All right. What's next in the news?
One more small little bit of news, which is about DMZ on HBO Max.
DMZ music.
And that is just to say that the pilot finished filming. So hopefully that can be put together in time for the upfronts, if we have upfronts this year. I think a lot of pilots of shows that could be picked up didn't get their pilots done filming before the big shutdown. So DMZ at least has that going for him. So Yay.
Yeah, and I think that gives it a much better chance of getting picked up the series than if they'd had to stop in the middle. So that's I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
All right.
That is something.
Mhm.
So, and that's it for the news.
All right, time for our winners of the week. I'll go first.
Okay.
I had one theme, but now I think I'm going to change it because I'm looking at the episode descriptions and realizing that all of the titles are plays on movie titles, or movie quotes. Batwoman is Off with Her Head. Which I don't think there's ever been a movie called that, but I mean, of course, that's Alice in Wonderland altogether. And Supergirl was Reality Bites. Sarah, do you remember that? Did that movie speak to your generation?
I was a little young to be that generation, but yeah, 100% great soundtrack, great movie. I watch it now and I just want to scrub down Ethan Hawke with a stiff bristle brush, but that's neither here nor there. He was so greasy. Oh my God. Troy, whatever his last name was, no. Sarah today would say no. Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry, continue.
The Flash was the exorcism of Nash Wells. Which of course I guess is the exorcism of Emily Rose. Was that the name of that?
It was. That's one I have not seen.
Yeah. Well, like I think is it Jennifer Carpenter?
It is. Yes.
Yeah. See her possessed, scary. Really like and to realize that there's no CGI in that performance. That's all just her physicality. Like, oh, man. And on Legends, it was Romeo vs. Juliet: Dawn of Justice, which is a play on two different movies.
Yeah, you get a twofer.
Yeah. So that's my winner for the week.
Nice. My winner for the week, I don't think hits all the episodes this week, but I thought Hero Speeches had a kind of a standout moment, especially in The Flash and Supergirl. Supergirl explicitly, Nia says, no hero speech is going to make this better. And then in the end, Kara gives a hero speech anyway. And you know what? It works. And then I thought Barry had a great hero speech in The Flash this week. So they were used effectively on 50% of the shows. So I'm calling it my winner. Hero speeches.
Cool. Yeah. All right. That's the winners of the week. And Sarah, we've done an episode.
We have done an episode.
All right. That's the DC TV report for this week. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Little Eddie O'Hare. And I'm at Sarah Netzley, SaraNetzley. And follow the show on Twitter at DCTV Report. Send along your emails to dctv@wickedtheory.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our show on your podcast app of choice and rate and review us. That helps more people find us. Check out our sister show, The Wicked Theory Podcast. This has been a Wicked Theory Studios production. Executive producer, Bill Sweeney. Visit us at wickedtheory.com. Shazam, everybody.
Shazam.
Shazam!